Hi, everybody. This is your host, Beverly Buncher, and I'm here for another one of our conversations about the coach training program, part of the 4-day challenge. This evening, I'm very fortunate to have here Jen Fisher, the curriculum director of the BALM Training Institute for Family Recovery Life Coach Training. And Jen, you have been with the BALM for what, 5 years now? You started as a student in the program yourself, and then you as an educator really have played a pivotal role in developing the quality of the offerings that we give to coaches. What's it been like for you watching this program grow over the years?
Wow, that's a big question. You know what? The work that we're all collectively doing is so inspiring. And to be part of behind the scenes of just strengthening and building and growing the collective effort that was already underway before I got here, it's a really powerful position to be in. And it's a rewarding position to be in, to watch the really amazing coaches that we have who come into our doors in the beginning and move through our program and are out doing really amazing things in the world.
Jen, you had already gone through another coach training school. What did you see that made you want to pursue this particular coach training school?
You know, that's an interesting answer, because what led me to you was I had gone through another coach training program and had a pretty basic education in life coaching. And I came to you because I wanted to pursue something in regard to families and something in regard to substance use disorder. I didn't really know what that looked like at the time. I always say, thank God for the call to the ICF, because I called the ICF and asked, is there anybody who is doing anything that combined the two? And they said, oh my gosh, you have to talk to Bev Buncher. She's the only person we know that has an accredited program. And so that led me to call you. It was the desire to work with families and work with this particular population that drew me here. And what kept me here was not only that, but the quality of the coach training program. I had gone to a pretty prominent coach training school, and I really say with all honesty that I was shocked at the granular level of learning that I encountered when I came here, when it came to learning the skills of life coaching, which is the basis of BALM coaching. So I came for one reason, but once I got here, I was really sold by the content. And I think in the last 5 years, we've done nothing but add and grow to that content and the way that we do things and the way we deliver material to students.
Right. So what is so important about having rich content in a coaching school and learning how to use a variety of approaches and tools?
Well, I think preparation is the beginning step, right? So what we do in the beginning behind the scenes helps us to step in with confidence and with clarity around what we're there to do and what we bring with us, the learned skills that we bring to the table. But I think the question about what's important about a variety, I think that, a couple things come to mind. One is that we are developing coaches from the time we step into the arena until the time we are totally done. So having no experience, having a little bit of experience, having a lot of experience, we're all learning and developing. And that's important because it affects who we are as coaches in terms of our own confidence level and who we know ourselves to be, and the not only confidence, but the peace it brings when you're not working on the skill, when you've already acquired the skill, but also how we present ourselves and how we interact with clients is very dependent. It's a partnership, right? So it's very dependent on the client as well. So what we have, the tools that we have to work with, depend on all those factors coming together. And what we might need for one client on one day at one point in our coaching career might be completely different than with a different client or at a different time or with a different situation.
Absolutely. And you know, Jen, when a lot of times people come into the coach training program and they're really wounded. They're going through or have recently gone through real trauma with a loved one. How do we help those coaches? And what do you recommend for those coaches as they grow their toolbox as a family member and a coach?
That's a great question. And I can answer it authentically from experience because I was a wounded person when I came with a lot to learn and grow around. And, you know, as I was thinking about this interview ahead of time, I was pondering about that a little bit. And I was thinking about how we teach in the BALM, how the BALM is an inside out approach. And the coach training program is an inside out approach as well, the way that we have structured it, because we go through, we talk about the being versus the doing. And we come in through course one, and course one is literally titled Being a Life Coach, being a BALM life coach. And so much of what students do in course one is about, yes, we're learning tools and the skills of being a coach and some tools that we can use with clients, but we're learning it by applying it to ourselves first. And so I'm really attached. I teach course one, and I'm very selfish about not wanting to give that course to anyone else, because watching students transform in that course from how they came in to where they are at the end of those 12 weeks is really amazing. It's just amazing. The inner growth and the shift in awareness and the change in presence of who people are and how they are being, which is a big part of what we teach in coaching, right? It's looking at who your client is being as opposed to what your client is doing. So we have this opportunity in course one to learn about ourselves and learn some ways that we're going to interact with students.
So what are some of the critical tools that coaches will be introduced to?
Yeah, we talk in course one about your basic set of coaching tools. And students learn right away in the first couple of weeks how to start showing up a little bit differently. How do we listen? How do we ask? How do we be present with people? And just those first couple of skills and tools start shifting the very way that we interact in all conversations and in all relationships. So that kind of sets you going in the first course. But then there are all kinds of tools to help create awareness or to help a client get laser clarity and objectivity around something. And those tools are important because it helps us as the coach as well to gain objectivity, to not get emotionally involved in a situation, not get caught up in the story if there's something in it that we also are attached to, or that we can that resonates with us from a similar experience. The tool can provide a structure and a way of moving with that client that makes it very intentional.
Well, could you give us one tool for life coaching and one tool for family recovery?
Okay. One of my favorite tools for life coaching is the Imagine Being It. It is a fabulous tool for self-discovery and self-concept. I think it's a creative way of doing it. It's my favorite class in course one. And I've used it over and over with life coaching clients. I just think that's a terrific tool. And one of my absolute favorite tools with family members is probably the 3A's tool. So awareness, action, what is it? Awareness, Awareness, acceptance, action. And so one of the reasons that I really like that tool is because in my experience with families, most times families come in and they want to be doing something. They want to be in that action phase. But that tool helps us to sort of stop and take a look and understand that oftentimes what we can do as family members is to shift our own attitudes, shift our own level of acceptance, shift our own way of being in the world, and that's going to affect everything else. So that tool helps us to take a look at what the thing is, the behaviors or the situation. What does it look like when we were in maybe a less than healthy or judgmental place? What could it look like? It look like if we are in a more loving, accepting place, and what actions could come if we were in that place instead. So it's very structured, but clients walk away with potential action steps when they walk out the door.
Wow. Yeah, that's beautiful. Well, Jen, this has been a lovely conversation. Is there anything that you would like to leave people with who may be thinking about the coach training program, but just aren't sure? How would they make a decision about whether this is the right coach training school for them?
What I can say is that I really believe we are delivering a top-notch coaching program, not only to students who want to work with families, but I think we are delivering a Class A education for students who want to work with life coaching clients additionally. And it is an inside out approach. And so the benefit, who you are when you walk in the door is much different than who you're going to be when you are walking out. The way that I always say it is that the way I show up in the world changed. The way that I present myself, for others, and to others completely changed. And that's the benefit of personal growth through our program.
That's magnificent. Thank you so much, Jen. And thank you for all you do to give our students a remarkable transformative experience through the Life Coach and Family Recovery Life Coach program.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Appreciate you. Okay. So if you're thinking that you might be interested in learning more, join me tomorrow night when Fran Fisher, our Director of Training, will talk about the value of the ICF program, and we'll also look at what's different about BALM coaching. See you then, and remember everybody, be a loving mirror. Bye.